This should be everything. Okay, let's start.
All right.
And let's mute the stream. Why not? Okay. Hello, people of the present, if you're watching this live, and people of the future, if you're watching a recording. Today is Tuesday, and now on Tuesdays I'm going to be live streaming game development for Multiverse Cosmic Conquest, and today specifically I want to work on the logo. It's time to redesign the logo. This was always meant to be a temporary logo, which it worked really well for its purposes, but it's time to design the final logo, which is going to be much better, hopefully. So, as you probably can see, I'm not in Adobe Photoshop, and the reason for that is because there were some problems with Adobe. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I don't have access to their products anymore because of some stupid mistakes that they made. And until they aren't fixed, I don't have access to any of the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. So Premiere, Photoshop, Animate, and Illustrator. These are mainly the programs that I use. So right now I'm using Paint Tool Sci, which is more for painting, obviously. And I will start with the design of the logo. I have something drawn here on paper. We'll try and start with this logo. Let's create a new layer. I don't even remember how Paint Tool Sci works. I'll probably use, let's see. Okay, are the shortcuts the same? I don't think they are. What's this? Color picker, is there a shortcut? Maybe not. Let's take a yellow color. And I need a pen or something that doesn't have any okay, edge hardness. Let's do it to maximum. Density 100. Okay. No, wait, I'm doing it with the mouse. Let's see. Okay, that should work. It's been a long while since I've used Paint Tool Sci, so I don't remember almost anything, and hopefully everything will go fine. So anyway, let's start with the logo that we already have, because I think that's a good place to start. At least I won't do any mistakes with the letters. Okay, so when I designed this logo, I wanted it to look good enough so that I could show it to people in live streams and videos and whatever I needed to, and pages. I needed it to be readable, and I needed it to look good. So this is what I came up with, but it's not very spacey. It's not very imaginative in terms of space fantasy and science fiction. It doesn't really look that science fiction-y. I mean, it's kind of unique, but let's try and redesign it. Also, one more thing. As you can see here, all of the angles are 45-degree angles. So this is a 45-degree angle. This is a 45-degree angle. These are 90 degrees. These are 90, 90, 90, 45, 45. So I don't think that works all that well for a game which is based on hexagons. So wait a second, let me just do one more thing. Let's record this in this way as well. I'm using Camtasia as well. I maybe will use some of this footage later. You never know. Anyway, actually I should probably pick a different color just to start with. So what I thought is I would want to make the letters more science fiction-y in some way, still keep them pretty simple, and make most of these angles, instead of 45 degrees, they should be 60 degrees, and 30 degrees and 120 and stuff like that, because that would work better with the hexagons. I have a few ideas, so let's start. I was thinking that, okay, so I'm guessing that the goal for today is just to get a rough idea on how exactly all of the letters look like, so that I can then take this sketch and maybe open it in Adobe Animate once that's back online, or Illustrator, probably Animate, because I have more of a knowledge on how that program works rather than Illustrator. Okay, and I guess that I'll draw a horizontal line. Does that? Oh, no, that doesn't work. In Photoshop, if you press Control, no, if you press Shift, it creates. Oh, interesting. If you press Control, it starts panning this thing. Cool. So no ideal horizontal lines for us here in Paint Tool Sci. That's not that big of a deal. This is a sketch after all. And I liked in the previous version that the U and the V are exactly the same shape, just mirror images of each other. Thinking like the whole logo should be more of a hexagon shape. I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure how it will look like. I'm sort of designing it as I go, obviously. This is the point of this stream. Let's fill this in so that I don't get too distracted. So the M should be interesting by itself, because I figured that the M can be used in certain logos and in certain maybe profile pictures for Multiverse by itself without the entire logo. And it needs to be recognizable without without being too complicated or anything. So first of all, let's just do a small redesign, and then we'll see, oh, whoops, if we need to do any other bigger changes. So this would be like 60 degrees. That's what I'm trying to draw. Anyway. Actually, I don't think that's too great, because this goes down at 30, this goes down at 60, and this goes down at 30 the other way, so they're not parallel in any way. Maybe that's for the better. Anyway, let's go on. I think that well, the L won't be much different. Maybe it will be like, instead of it ending in a vertical line, it will end in a 30-degree line like this. Let's draw some guidelines as well. It might help. The T, thinking can be like that. I still want to keep the general style pretty simple. Also because I'm not a professional font and logo designer, so if I keep it simple, there's a higher chance that it will look good. And if I start adding a bit too many details, there's a higher chance that I'll make some mistakes along the way. So with the I thought that maybe I could just make a lowercase I, like put a dot there. The V, actually I don't have a good V here, and I'm not too sure about the U either. Like the U that I have drawn there, actually let's add a new layer, just call it U. It doesn't matter. This is actually, yeah, let's do it on the same layer just so it doesn't get too confusing. I think this U is slightly better because it will look like a V more often than not. Like this is a U at least. And the V is going to be pretty close, I think. Either it can go up at a 30-degree angle like this, but that I don't think that makes for a pretty letter. Well, maybe it's okay. Actually, let's keep it like this. It's dynamic. Like what I had here, it was essentially what was the U that I just redrew. So it was like this, which is close to what it was in the other logo. But instead of going at 45 degrees, it went at a 60-degree angle. No, I don't like it. Honestly, I just prefer this flying V. Let's call it a flying V, like a guitar. The E. Oh, did I pick up a different color by accident? Now the E. In this version is pretty similar. Like most of it is exactly the same, except for the end, which I made it like the end of this L here, so it doesn't go down perfectly vertically. It goes at a 60-degree angle, which honestly I could probably make like this one go at a 60-degree angle as well, like that. What about this vertical thing? Could go at a 60-degree angle like that. Maybe that will make it more dynamic. The R is pretty different. Honestly, I don't have the big multiverse design all figured out, but I have the Cosmic Conquest font figured out. So you can see here that it's just a font. It's called Orbitron, and that's what I used when we added the Cosmic Conquest part of the name into the logo. Now, for this R goes at a 60-degree angle, then vertical, then horizontal. So we create this small triangle here, and then it goes back at a 60-degree angle. So maybe like this. Probably this part of the R goes further than this part. Plus, since we have an S that goes next, we can afford the extra space. So when you design a logo, let's talk about designing logos, because I've had a bit of experience designing logos. I've made the logo for Rebels Unite, for Multiverse, this one, the old one, and a logo for Towards the Pantheon. So I have at least some knowledge at this point. And what I realized is that you're not creating a font, you're creating a cohesive thing. So even if there are duplicates of letters in the logo, they should probably be all different, depending on where they are. They could be the same, but for the logo to look like one thing, one cohesive thing, I found that it's best if all of the letters are different, which is slightly counterintuitive, but it makes the logo as a whole look like one unit instead of it being created out of many different separate letters. Now the S is kind of difficult. Now let's go create. Not create, but we're on this layer now. I just want to see the movement in the lines. So the lines go like this. This is exactly the same type of line. This is the same type of line there. This is all the same angle. This is the same angle. This is the same angle. This is the same. So we don't have any lines that go, like we have 30-degree lines that go like 30 degrees from vertical. And we don't have lines that are 60 degrees from a vertical perspective. I don't know if I'm explaining this effectively, but based on this, we've kind of artificially, well, it's all artificial. We've created this style. I have to admit that most of this was done beforehand. So none of this is news to me except for the V, which I just came up with right now. The S also isn't clear how it should look like. I started doing a 60-degree angle, but it will look off from these lines here. So I should probably just start with a body that follows the same lines this way. And if it goes like, I don't know, let's try here where there isn't much interference. I don't want to create these round shapes because they don't fit with the rest of the logo. So the S, I can use vertical lines, I can use horizontal lines. This is horizontal, this is vertical, this is goes like that, like that. This could be an interesting thing. Now let's do the same down here. So it goes vertical, then 30 degrees, then horizontal, then 30 degrees the other way, and then 30 degrees there. Yeah. It's a kind of a long S, so it's pretty much close to this S here, except stretched out so that these like the 90-degree angles are 120 and the 45-degree angles are 60, right? Well, yeah, that's essentially what I just did right now. This could work, although I would have to make this smaller. How do I, what's this? Move, zoom, rotate. What about scale? Rotate, scale. Oh, there we go. And shift works. Okay. This should be about the right size. Oh, this is actually small. Okay, let's make it slightly bigger. Okay, looks better. Let's keep it as one variant. And how about okay, yes, thank you very much. And let's get rid of this blotch of color. Whoops! What just happened? Whoa, I forgot about this. That's fun. Well, okay, I guess I can just use the eraser. Let's not get too fancy. Alright, so there's this S, which is a possibility. Another S could be, so again, the same basic direction of this S that we just drew, but some differences here and there probably. So in the old logo, the S had a bit more detail than the other letters, and that's due to the fact that it's a letter that usually has curves. Well, the U has a curve there, but we kind of got around it. So maybe we can try and get around the S's curves in the same way that we did it with the U. So if it goes like this, so have a, instead of having this 90-degree angle, we 60-degree cut, we have a 90-degree angle, and then this goes like that. How should this end? Probably not like this, and probably not like this, because that's 60 degrees. It should probably, if it goes like this, and definitely not vertically, because that's just overkill. Well, yeah, let's try like that. Ding, ding, ding. And this will go all the way there. Let's take this and move it a little bit. And take the pen and continue drawing. Goes up, and I guess the same way goes the same way as the bottom part, which isn't that it. Honestly, I don't think I like this as much as this one. Plus, I sort of made it a bit skewed. Maybe this is actually a bit more dynamic than this S here. What if we so the S usually, it's not exactly like the top part isn't exactly the same as the bottom part. Usually the bottom part can be bigger. So we could not make it entirely exactly the same as itself. By the way, let's scale it down because it's a bit big. Let's shift scale. It is about the right size. Still big. It's kind of skinny though, compared to the other letters. And I feel like it has to be. No, well, that's not true. If we try and make it By the way, let's fill them out. Let's see how they look compared to the other letters. Uh, hmm. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Let's take these and let's move them around. Okay, so this is a possibility. Yeah, it's skinnier than the other letter. Then this is slightly less skinny. If we try and fix this problem with this S, I feel like this is more interesting than the other one. I feel like we can work with this one and try to fix it. And let's zoom in. For example, we can take this part, just move it. And oh wait, that doesn't exactly work because now this part goes way too far compared to the rest of the ledger. Did I change a setting? Density needs to go to 100. No, it doesn't have to. Edge hardness, quality, simple circle. Anyway, yeah, it's bigger for some reason. Make it smaller. Okay. Right now, this part goes out compared to this. I mean, I guess this could be a line that connects these two parts. And this can go up to here. This doesn't make the S any thicker. Let's try and make it thicker and see what goes on when we do that. So we get rid of this vertical part, which makes our letter even more dynamic, creating this 60-degree angle. And if we keep this like that, this will go down, and this will be closer. Kind of too close. It will almost close itself. So I guess one way to fix this would be, let me think. Either make this more like a Z, but I don't think I like that. This is really, really hard. What happens if we start making this version of the S more stuffy? That's not the right word. If we make it fatter, the only thing that changes are these dimensions here that become smaller. This probably looks better. How can we salvage this S? Yeah, this will go further. So it will kind of look like I don't think that looks too good, honestly. Let's zoom out. Very, very interesting. So what happens if we try and make this S fatter? Yeah, it's the same as there. Just make this distance smaller. Though technically, this isn't necessarily the case. If we leave this part, no, we'll make it like that. This will go out more. If we want it to be vertical. The S was a problem with the logo even in the other version. I think I'm overcomplicating things. So let's just pick one and move on for now, and then I'll go back a different time. This is the most dynamic, so I think even though it's not the greatest, I'll take it and I'll put it here and figure out how to fix it later. But it looks alright. I mean, it looks interesting. Definitely more dynamic than the others. It may even be good enough to just be the way it is now. I'll keep it for now. And let's merge these two layers. How does it work? Right-clicking. I'm sure there was something I could. What's this? Transfer down layer. Yay! I did it. I believe. Yes. Okay. And now let's keep these S's down here and let's do the E, which, as you see, we have two letter E's. And as I've said before, it's better if they are different. So let's not copy this same E. And especially since in this version of the logo, I have this letter M that goes down compared to all of the other letters. It goes further down. I think this is a good design choice. Well, I'll just show you what my idea is that this E can also go down about the same way, so like down here, and it will be probably a bit thicker as well on all sides. And like the way I have it right now, it's like this is a rectangle, and this one goes 30 degrees up and 30 degrees down. Maybe I'm not explaining it exactly the way I should, but yeah, it's not going like this. So this is, let's go with 30, let's go with 45, and let's go with 60. This is horizontal. Let's fill this up. It took way too much time to draw that S. And after I'm done with the E, I will likely get rid of the background layer just to see how it looks like. First of all, let's take this green and just to show exactly where how the other lines are in the other letters. So this line goes exactly the same way. It all goes in the same fashion as the other ones. This was good like that. There you go. I could put some more. Like I feel like there's not enough here. The eye has a nice bit of it chopped out. The T has 2 bits chopped out. I could just keep going, get rid of a few things here and there, maybe one there, maybe one there, maybe even one here. But let's keep it exactly as it is right now. Let's get rid of this layer. And I think it's slightly unfortunate that this E goes outward, because I was thinking that, whoops, that's the wrong color. I was thinking that, let me take the red. What was I thinking? That the external rectangle, this one that's behind the lettering, should be somewhat hexagonal. Unfortunately, it looks like I probably should move this slightly to the left so that it fits, hopefully. By the way, the diff, okay, sorry about that. Okay, the spacing between all of the letters is pretty good, I'd say, because it was pretty good in the previous version. There's a bit of a space there and a bit of a space here with nothing in it, and there's a bit of a cluster on the letter R. Maybe I should rework the letter R so that it has a bigger hole in there. I don't think I have many options though on what to do. Maybe it should be like this. Well, since I'm using hexagonal patterns, maybe be like this. No, that's still. Well, this is a pretty interesting though. R. I think I prefer this one over the R that we have right now. Maybe the S as well. I don't know. Maybe the S can be like that as well. Use literally hexagonal patterns. Well, I haven't experimented with this particular design. I think I'll continue with this offline. Either way, let's move this all out of the way for now. Next on our list is trying to design the border for this thing, and also the Cosmic Conquest part, which should be slightly easier, because I sort of have an idea on how to make it look. And once I'm done with this, I will need to open this in a vector program and trace it, create a nice logo out of this, because of course this is a raster program and I'm just drawing as if I'm drawing on paper, and that doesn't work with logos. So it will be just a sketch. So this is sort of a sketch and not an actual logo, obviously. As I've said before, I don't have access to Photoshop. No, Photoshop isn't a vector program. I don't have access to Adobe Animate, which is probably what I'm going to use for this logo, just because I'm familiar with Flash, which is what Adobe Animate is. It used to be called Flash for a long time, Flash Professional. And I really don't like the name change because it makes it the most generic name ever. Yeah, I don't like this E because it goes outward. These parts go there. If I make them go inward, maybe that would work better with this hexagonal form. All right, so the idea is that I can fit Cosmic Conquest down here. Because these two letters, the M and the E, go down compared to the others. The others are all at the top here. Not exactly sure on this hexagon. Maybe it should be slightly down compared to. So right now, I believe it's in the middle of like it's centered around the M and the E. This is at the center of this. Maybe it's slightly to the, like it's slightly above. About here, yeah, it's slightly above. You can take this entire thing here and move it slightly. It doesn't do it. Okay. Okay, there we go. This should be closer to reality. There we go. Get rid of this. Smack down in the middle. And this actually gives us an extra few micrometers of space to put in the Cosmic Conquest. First, let's just write it. No, I cannot write. Okay. It will likely be, if it's going to be this size, it probably it's going to be there. And this will likely be there. Like way more centered than I started writing. Right, this should be about right. This should be pretty centered, I'd say. Of course, all of this isn't 100% fixed, and probably there's not going to be any lines here. I'm just dividing, like giving it a space where it can be. Although it can go up to here with no problem. This entire space can be dedicated to the Cosmic Conquest part of the logo. Actually, I'm pretty interested. I mean, I'm liking how this is turning out, especially with the new R and the S, which the R and the S were a problem even on the other logo because the R and the S are the only two letters that use curves in regular fonts like R and S. See, there are curves. The other is all. Oh no, the U as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and try and design the font for Cosmic Conquest. So this should be an empty layer. Let's pick another color. Let's pick blue, and go ahead and just write the font. So what I have here, I've written Conquest here in this font. So let's start with Conquest because that's what I have. But that's not everything that needs to be written. Anyway, layer node is not, oh, layer 4 is not visible. Okay, now it is. What I'm thinking with the Cosmic Conquest font is that it doesn't, so it's small, and I don't think that, honestly, yeah, I don't know. I thought that I could make it blocky, so I like this font that I made, but the thing is that if Multiverse is going to use all of these 30-degree lines, then the font that I made for Cosmic Conquest doesn't work. Anyway, let's try and recreate it. This will be slightly more difficult because I don't have any background to base it off. Okay, let me just fix a few things. This is the basic idea, that it's, well, okay, let's go ahead and do a few of these letters, and let's see if you catch on to the style. Let's write Cosmic. All the letters fit in squares, and the squares are divided into 4 sections, like 16 smaller squares. I think I'll draw this whole part, Cosmic Conquest, and put it there and see how it looks. Maybe it won't look all that great compared to the other part of the logo. If it doesn't, then I'll have to redesign this smaller font some way. I do have an S already. Okay, let's put some guides here. S goes like this. There. Oh no, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right. Oh no, it is right. Okay. Cause I don't have an M, so I'll have to design an M. Let's see. Using 45-degree and 90-degree angles, it will probably be like this. They're very blocky. They're very fat letters. I don't know if the I should be a whole square. Maybe I can make it like this size. Let's just make it a solid I without a dot. Since all of the letters are so blocky anyway, I don't think the dot contributes to this style. Oh, thankfully I already have a C, so let's just take it, copy it, and paste it. And in this, I'm thinking that I'm going to, like in the Cosmic Conquest part of the logo, I'm going to not follow my own advice. Merge down, okay, because these letters are going to be small compared to the rest of the logo, and they're secondary. So I think that maybe we can get away with making all of the C's in Cosmic Conquest, which is three. Yeah, it has 3 C's, 2 O's, and all the other letters are different, but the C's can be all the same, and the O's as well. Just because, as I've said, the font is small, and it's not that big of a deal in terms of making it look like one cohesive logo. Okay, and then I'll merge this down and merge that down. Oh, and Control Z. Okay. Cosmic N. Okay, N. The N. Okay, this would be an N. Conqu. U. Let's just do this whole thing while I'm at it. U. E. Oh, there's 2 S's as well. Conquest. S. T. So this font is pretty easy to make in a vector program, since all of the letters have exactly the same proportions, kind of. Well, not exactly, but they're pretty close. So we already saw, maybe the M can be different. I'll put a question mark here. I'm not exactly sure on the M. Maybe it can look differently. The N, I have an N here. Okay, let's go ahead. Divide this into fourths. The N goes like this. Yeah, I like this. Q, it's kind of like an O. Let's do the same. Helpful lines, kind of like an O, except for it has an extra bit here. So probably the U will have to move over a little bit. And yeah, let's do that. Let's take the U, the E, the other S, and the T, and just move it slightly. This should look enough like a Q, I feel. If not, then I don't know, maybe it can go like down. This thing can go down, maybe here. This could be also interesting. Although I don't know, it's going to be one single letter that sticks down compared to everything else. Maybe that's not good. The U is going to be symmetric. It's going to be like this as a square, and these are 45-degree cuts. The E, I haven't used an E yet. And the E, Uh, Okay, I'll have to divide this into fourths. How did I do it? Oh yeah, I believe I just sort of cheated, made the spaces between the three, I don't know what to call them, barbs, smaller than the regular squares that are here. The E is going to be the blockiest of all of the letters if it's going to look like this. Maybe, let's try and create a different E. Maybe this is way too blocky. Let's put it somewhere there and zoom out, perhaps. Way too zoomed in. Let's merge this down. No reason why not. And I've had a bit of an idea. If this goes there, this can go there, and this can go there. So there's a bigger part eaten out of the E, which is still pretty blocky, extremely blocky. I don't feel like it should go all the way back here. It's not going to look, it's not going to fit the rest of the style, I feel. If it's, yeah, this is already better, I feel. If it goes all the way back here and it goes out maybe like this, this is also a good E. And considering that the I that we're using is a 2x4, this may be the right way to go. I'll copy this once again and create another E, just so that I have a few different versions to choose from once this font is put into place. Which, I mean, it's possible that this font doesn't work, but I feel like it could. It won't look as cohesive as something that uses 60-degree angles, but I feel like it'll look good enough. If not, then I'll have to redesign this secondary font, maybe make it look closer to the rest of the logo. And I mean, I'm not against that. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. What should we do? Okay, the E is here. Let's again merge this down and take the S that we already drew, copy paste it, move it down to the other S, and merge down, and finally the T. The T, I can do it from afar. How's it going to look like? The T is like this. There we are. Now let's take all of this, make it smaller. By the way, let's save this. Save as. I'm not going to show you my entire tree. Let's put it under Multiverse. I don't have a design folder. Let's go into images. Creating new. Well, okay, let's just save this as a new logo. Save. original. Okay. Okay. And yes, I was about to take all of this and scale it. We're going to lose some detail, but I mean, it's not that detailed to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal. Maybe make it this big. This is about as big as I feel comfortable with. Okay. Next, let's take the conquest and move it over to next to the cosmic. Yeah, as we see, it's already too big. Let's take all of this. I feel like slightly going upwards. If I rotate it like 1 degree, should be better, right? This looks better. Okay, and scale again, I guess. No, let's move it first. And let's like delete a few, like delete the red. The red stuff behind it. We don't need it anymore. And okay, we're getting somewhere. PM. Oh, whoops. I forgot about these green lines. Let's keep them in another layer. So here, which is now let's get rid of them. Who cares about them? Let's just delete all of this. Oh, that's not what delete does. What about backspace? No, it doesn't delete it. Okay, then I'll just erase it. As I've said, it's been a long time since I've used the Paint Tool Sci for anything. But it's looking all right. Let's zoom out, see how this looks. Yeah, as I thought, I mean, the font is good. The Cosmic Conquest font is good. Thing is that I don't know why it's compressing this. File, original, press. The thing with the disparity between Multiverse and Cosmic Conquest is yes, it's that yeah, they don't work together, these two fonts. That's unfortunate. I had a suspicion, but they looked all right separately. Either way, the Multiverse. I guess I could take this. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll try a couple of things. I'll make a version of this Cosmic Conquest font with rounded shapes and one with 60 degrees lines like the rest of the logo. I'll start with the 60 degrees lines, which may make it less appealing to the eye, but maybe it will make it look better compared to the rest of the logo. So to erase a few of these things. Now let me think. So if we start with a square again, and we make it hexagonals, like we divide it in 3 parts, I guess, instead of 4. No, that doesn't work. I feel like this live stream is not going to be too interesting if I'm just going to stop talking. So I feel like I should probably go offline and continue this work offline. And online, I will go ahead and do something different. I will work on the 6 symbols of resource in Multiverse Cosmic Conquest. So let's conclude this part of the live stream. This is what I came up with. And I like the multiverse part. The R and the S, and maybe this last E, could use a bit of work. So let's just give some check marks to the letters. Like the M looks good. That's okay. The M looks good. The U looks decent. The U could still use some work potentially. The L looks pretty good. Might want to do something to it potentially. The T looks good. The I looks good with a minor potential change. The V, I mean, I guess there's not much we can do to it. It looks fine like it is. This E is fine with small potential to change, maybe like make it like this, maybe make it this, like this. I mean, there are a few things we can do to it. The R is still an open question. I feel like the better choice would be to have this sort of shape for the R. Yeah, it looks better than to have this redundant piece of, I don't know what this is, this angle that sticks out. Compared to all the other letters, this is the only one that has this space that isn't good. The S, I'm not against this sort of S, but I would prefer probably something that has to do with hexagons. So if this is a hexagon, the S can be like this. Right? Have this sort of shape, which is kind of like this S, but without the vertical parts, which honestly could make it look better. Anyway, we'll see. The E is pretty good. Probably can be made to look better by changing the orientation of these parts, just so that it fits the, yeah, this is way better, I can tell, so that it fits the hexagon that goes around it. So aside from that, maybe something here could be done. Make the M more like this, I don't know. Honestly, the M probably looks fine. The E can, if we want to mimic the M, it can be vertical here and at a 60-degree down there. Either way, I'm going to draw this because this is something that needs to change, needs to be done, and something like this, just to show the different variants. And the Cosmic Conquest is probably going to be this size, maybe slightly smaller, because it needs to be readable. And I want the letters to be blocky, just because, again, it's going to be more readable than something that's skinnier. But not this font. Something maybe closer to this thing above. Maybe like another option is to just have the same sort of idea, except there are rounded letters. The S, I don't know, however. Something like this. This could work, just because it's different enough. Because right now the two fonts are similar enough that they could work together, but they have different. I don't know. This thing with the lines, I really don't like. If we get rid of these 45 to 30-degree disparages, that's not a word. The disparings, that's not a word again. Disparities, and just make them regular rounded letters. Maybe that could make it look a lot better. Maybe, yeah, honestly, that's probably the way to go, because these letters are smaller, and I don't think there needs to be three different. I mean, from afar, it will look like a bad circle, this O. It won't look like an octagon. From afar, it will look like a circle, except it's not a circle, it's an octagon for no apparent reason. Might as well make it a circle, make it look better. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of changed my mind, and I'm probably going to use something like this. Anyway, this is what I've done with the logo for today. I'll show you my progress in the future on the logo. Once I have some vector programs, they said that in 4 or 5 days they should bring back all of my software. I mean, I hate Adobe, but they make good products. So now that that's done, I will probably cut and end this video recording. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Keep it up.